Anyway, so hello. Okay. There's a fella shouting at me over there. I don't know what he's at. I'll just say I'm talking to an Aussie here. He doesn't want to be on camera and you're dead sound. Just say something. Okay, so where are you from?
Australia, mate. We're from back in Australia, Adelaide. The rockinest town in Adelaide, in Australia.
Okay, and what do you think of Bangkok?
What I think about who?
What do you think of Bangkok?
It's a big ass town.
Big ass town.
Big ass town.
What do you think of the beer? Leo. You're drinking Leo.
I got Leo.
Too expensive.
Too expensive.
Here it's expensive.
Too much. Yeah, well, 100 baht now. It used to be 40 baht.
Yeah, exactly.
What's changed?
It's getting a lot more expensive here.
Is that the government has done that, or the girls asking for too much?
You couldn't say that on YouTube anyway. You wouldn't be well, lads. You wouldn't be well. You wouldn't be well, especially with a few pints in it. It is true. It is true. The more you drink, the less you think. It has arrived. And straight away, I'm looking at the head. And I've seen better. And Ireland doesn't have the death penalty, lads. But if it did, I don't think we'd have the last meal. We'd have the last pint. And if I was asked what would be my last pint, because Guinness can be so temperamental, depends where you go, and Kilkenny is safe enough, and because I really, really do enjoy Kilkenny, I think I'd choose Kilkenny. And if you were to judge that by what's left in the glass, you would say that was a good pint of Guinness, and I'd have to agree with you. So let's get a Kilkenny. Actually, I'm going to get her to put a head in this. Hi guys, welcome back. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally, and guess what? As promised, here is the Guinness Kilkenny review, and maybe something else as well. Depends how we'll see how we're going. I want to extend my thanks to all those who have made this possible on Buy Me a Coffee. You'll see your names pop up on the screen here now. I don't want to leave anyone out, so I'll include as many as possible, but if it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be happening. So here we are in Fitzgerald's Irish Bar, and we might pop over to the Blarney Stone if there's no music. That's just on the other side of the way. But if I get settled in here, I'm going to stay here. So first on the menu is a pint of the black stuff, and I'm going to give it a mark out of 10. Now I know in Thailand you're not supposed to do things like that, but come on, this is an Irish pub and we're entitled to rate our Guinness as we find it. So it's Guinness first, Kilkenny second, and we'll see where we go from there. So here we are, we stationed ourselves on a Sunday afternoon, and where else would you be on a Sunday afternoon, I ask you? Well, if you're single and you're living in Bangkok, you know, there's few places as good as this to enjoy a Guinness, as far as I know. And when I say as far as I know, I've never had a Guinness here. I've had a Guinness in Checkers Bar, and I think that's the only place I've ever had a pint. No, it's not. I've had a Guinness in the penalty spot before. But they, you know, when I was doing that, it was a Saturday night or a Friday night where I was going hell for leather, and I didn't really stop to save or to even rate what I was having. But we're going to rate what we're going to have today. It's a fairly full house, and one of the things that I always notice about coming to a place like this in the heart of Bangkok is that the clientele are all my age, give or take. I'm probably on the older end of it. Oh, there's a fella there now who'd be probably older than me, and the fella beside him probably younger than me, and your man there, I say they're saying they're older than me. They're not. I'm about the oldest one here, and that's one of the, you know something, that's one of the worst developments in your life, when you realise that wherever you go you tend to be the oldest of where you are. But then again, that could be a good thing. But you know, I'm the oldest swinger in town. It takes me all night to do what I used to do all night, but it doesn't, you see. It doesn't. This Guinness has taken a while, which is only a good thing, because that means they're allowing it to settle. I would like to go in there and film how they do it, but they might take exception to that. Cheers, thank you. It has arrived. It has arrived. And straight away, I'm looking at the head, and I've seen better. I mean, I just call a spade a spade. But at least it's not a bishop's collar. So I'm going to attempt In the true tradition of modern YouTubers, I'm going to attempt to split the G. Here we go. I'll use my good hand. I did it. Born and reared in Dublin, lads. If a Dubliner can't split the G, who the hell can? That's a good pint. That's a very, very good pint. I'd rate that in the pints that I've had in Bangkok to date. The one in Checkers and the one in the penalty spot. And seeing that, I can't really remember all too well the pint I had in Checkers and the pint I had in the penalty spot, but I do remember they weren't as good as this. This is, I'd give this a 7. A 7. And that's not just based on the pints I've had here, but the pints I've had in Dublin. You will not get a better pint of Guinness anywhere in the world other than Ireland. Ireland is the place to be. And when I said about the head, unfortunately, the head has not maintained its dignity and its dimension. Have a look at this. So in Dublin, you'd bring that back, and I'm not pulling your leg. You'd be well within your rights to bring that back. But having said that, I wouldn't. Even if I was in Dublin now, I wouldn't bring that back because it's very, very good. They obviously know what they're doing here. Would I drink that all night? I'd have to say, yeah. That tastes like another one. It's absolutely, it is bang on, it is. But that's coming from a man who hasn't had a pint of Guinness in a long, long time. I'm looking around me there and I'm seeing all these single European looking fellas being taken to the cleaners left, right and centre. There's a fella there just offloading cigarettes to two floozies. And the tide wouldn't take them out, lads, I tell you that for nothing. Bloody hell, well that's what we say in Dublin anyway. Anyway, this is not surprisingly nice. This has met my expectations, absolutely. In a very, very good way. Now, the next on the menu is a pint of Kilkenny. And, you know, he's showing off flipping knives. I don't believe it. He tried to impress the girls by flipping a knife. I couldn't turn the camera. You get all kinds here, you really do. But anyway, you shouldn't really attempt to give a review of a beer if you're going to adulterate it with a beer that you've drank previously straight away before. So I've got the Guinness in my mouth. I want to taste the Guinness in my mouth. And now I'm going to try Kilkenny. But I can tell you what, if I was asked, if it was my last meal, and Ireland doesn't have the death penalty, lads, but if it did, I don't think we'd have the last meal, we'd have the last pint. And if I was asked what would be my last pint, because Guinness can be so temperamental, depends where you go, and Kilkenny is safe enough, and because I really, really do enjoy Kilkenny, I think I'd choose Kilkenny. Based on the fact that Guinness doesn't necessarily always travel that well, and the people who pull the pints have to know what they're doing, you see. That's all over too quickly. So, out of 10, 7.5. Disappointed that the head didn't maintain itself, but, you know, this isn't Dublin. She's actually got someone. God, don't believe it. I don't believe it. No, she hasn't. No, I can't turn the camera. She's sitting on the road there, smoking the cigarette that she bummed off somebody else. Jesus, when you see it during the day, lads, you really see it for what it is. When you have a few of these in you, you know, if I was around here tonight and I had a face full of this, I might have a face full of something else, pardon the pun, if you know what I mean. I mean face full of burgers, if you know what I mean. So, there we go. If you were to look at that, and if you were to judge that by what's left in the glass, you would say that was a good pint of Guinness, and I'd have to agree with you. So let's get a Kilkenny. Cheers, thank you. Cup 'em. Check 'em. So here we go. Seconds away, round 2. Now this is a completely different experience, lads. Completely different experience. This is a lot more, as we would say, lightweight. These are the kind of pints you could drink all night long. Guinness you can drink all night long. This you could drink all night long. If you're wondering about Kilkenny, Kilkenny is the smallest city in Ireland, and it's famous for hurling, as anyone will tell you. Kilkenny hurling, well, Kilkenny is the Brazil of hurling in Ireland. Hang on, here we go. Kilkenny, lads. Jesus Christ. Do you know, there used to be a beer, and I say used to be, called Smithwick's, and that was brewed in Kilkenny. And as far as I know, it's been discontinued. Now correct me if I'm wrong, because Smithwick's was my go-to pint when I was in Ireland, and we used to ask for a Smithwick's with a Guinness head. We see what they've done is they've created Kilkenny, which is in effect an ale, which Smithwick's was an Irish red ale, a red ale with a Guinness head. That is a Guinness head. That's what that is. That is mother's milk. That is absolutely top notch. I have rarely, no, I would just say it's top notch. You see, as I said earlier, with Guinness, it can be touch and go because it's a very temperamental thing with the nitrogen bubbles and all the rest of it. But Kilkenny is on its standalone. It's a very, very palatable thing. You can't go too far wrong, and they haven't gone wrong with this. Jesus Christ almighty. I tell you one thing, the glasses, it's a pint glass, but they're not the same pint glasses we have at home. They're slightly different shape, but this is nice. Jesus Christ, it's all happening here, lads. It really is. The place is buzzing. This place is buzzing. By the way, just as a time check, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. And if you'd want, tell you one thing, if you want to frequent these places, these pints are costing me 300 baht a piece. That's $10. So if you're coming into a lot of the fellas drinking bottles, you see. He's drinking San Miguel. San Miguel would probably be up there in the region of 250, 300 as well because it's imported. But I know darn tootin', I know damn well. As a friend of mine in Australia, Michael, if you're watching in Perth, there's he told me that Kilkenny here was 324. So we'll wait and see. And I want to give a big shout out to Nick. Nick, if you're watching in Tipperary in Ireland, a big shout out to you, and a big shout out also to Rosaria in Uruguay. Hola, ¿cómo estás? That's as good as I get. Anyway, Rosaria did ask me to dedicate a pint to her, so Rosaria in Uruguay, this pint is dedicated to you. Cheers. You'll notice the difference between Kilkenny and Guinness. The glass is clear as you drink it. The head doesn't cling. so there's less fuss about it. You see, in Ireland, drinking it's a thing, it's part of your life. And we look at the details, and that's a detail that most people would overlook, that there's no residue left on the glass. So what I might do, I might go for a Carlsberg, because Carlsberg was my go-to drink in Dublin all my life, basically. And you might ask me, you know, I'm Irish, why didn't I drink Guinness? I just didn't. I didn't appreciate Guinness until I moved away from Ireland, till I had to put up with, and that's the phrasal verb I would use, put up with all other beers apart from Beer Lau. Beer Lau is a decent beer, but there's other, I won't go into, I'm not going to name beers, but you know what I mean, beers around here.
No, he's back.
It wasn't until I had to put up with those beers that I realised how good Guinness was in Kilkenny. I think Kilkenny is probably one of the most underrated beers globally that there are. There's guys here on this street now picking up floozies, like picking up confetti at a wedding. My God Almighty, it's amazing. And by the way, I'm not criticising, because when I was a younger man, I'd be at that as well. God Almighty, it's everywhere. Anything you want is there. All shapes and sizes. I've never looked at it so clearly because I've never been here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon before. And smoking. There's 4 lads sitting in front of me. You probably hear them coughing. One is about the same age as me. One is probably about the same age as me again, a few years younger. They're all around the 50 mark, and they're all fucking smoking. Jesus Christ Almighty! I swear to God, there are I smoked all my life, but there are times I wish, like now, I'd love a smoke. But I want to be around. I want to be around for another few years yet. And you see, if you're single in Thailand, this is the thing, if you're single in Thailand, you've no responsibility and you can do whatever you want to do. And that's what it is. If I was single and I could do whatever I want to do, I might take a smoke or I might take a vape. I used to vape, you know that, but I gave it up. I'm rambling a bit. So I tell you, we just finished this Kilkenny, which is absolutely spot on. And we'll venture towards, I wonder, do they have Morphe's here? Jesus, lads, if they had Morphe's here, that would be a first me, because being a Dubliner, I've never had a Morphe's, or well, I doubt very much if they have Beamish. I don't see. Okay, so I'm going to go in and ask for Morphe's. I know they're going to say they don't have it, and every Cork man watching this, I wonder what it's like for a Cork man to travel the world and have to drink Guinness all the time. Because if you didn't know, lads, Guinness is a Dublin beer, Morphe's and Beamish. Cork has 2 stouts, Dublin only has 1. So what's it like for Cork people to travel the world and have to drink Guinness and don't even have the option to even choose between Morphe's or Beamish? So I'm going to ask for a Morphe's. If I get a Carlsberg, if I don't get that, the default one is Carlsberg. And we'll see how we go. And a thanks again to everybody who helped me on Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to do that, you can scan the QR or click the link below. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you very much. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I hope you are. So anyway, I went up and I asked. Of course they don't have Morphe's. The fella selling sunglasses there. Of course they don't have Morphe's. But they have Magners, which is Bulmers. We call it Bulmers. And I asked for ice in the glass. I don't know why, because in Ireland, when we drink Bulmers out of the bottle, we have ice. But when we drink it in the draft, we don't have ice. So I just asked for ice. What the fuck? I don't have ice in beer, but Magners is a cider. So I decided to have ice, but I forgot about the fact that this is draft, and you don't need ice in draft. But we see what happens. So this is number 3, and again I want to extend my gratitude to all of you who have helped me do this, because if it wasn't for you I wouldn't be able. And by the way, at this stage I don't want to go home. You know when you get to go, you could be at it all bloody night. It's 20 to 4. I mean, it's starting to get into the evening. Cheers, thank you, couple, thank you. So thanks be to God, she gave me the ice in a separate fucking glass. God, I made a mistake. I swear to God. As soon as I said it to him, you see, when I lived in Ireland, you rarely get Bulmers. It's not Magners. It's Magners internationally. It's Bulmers in Ireland. Hang on, I'll show you. Actually, I'm going to get her to put a head in this. I just went back and asked her to put a head in it. So look, she gave me a glass of ice. Thanks be to God, I'm not going to use it. I regretted that the minute I said it, because as I said, with a large bottle of Ulmer's, you have the ice in it, but with the draft you don't. So we're continuing the Irish team. It's Magners internationally, but it's Bulmers. It's really Bulmers. And it's not a beer, it's a cider. Here we go. Wow, do you know what that is? That's like you're going out for a meal, and the Guinness and the Kilkenny was your meat and potatoes, and your Magners cider or your Bulmer cider is your dessert. This is me dessert. This is an Irish Sunday roast. How about that? By the way, this fella's asked me to do that as well, so we'll do that as well. Jesus Christ. You wouldn't be well, lads. You wouldn't be well, especially with a few pints in it. It is true. The more you drink, the less you think. There you go. But that's wonderful. So that's what I'd recommend. This is my recommendation based on my experience this afternoon. You come here to Fitzgerald's Irish Bar on Side 4 Suckenbin, and if you want a Sunday roast, you have your Guinness, because that's roast. The yeast is roasted. That's why it's black, you see. Or, well, it's not really black, it's dark purple, but let's say black for the term of convenience. So your Guinness is your roasted yeast, and your Kilkenny is your gravy, and your Magners is your dessert, because it's as sweet as a nut. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't life wonderful? And you're wonderful for making this suggestion. I'm going to have to get a bolt and get myself home, because if I keep this up, another fella gone off there. Gee, it's like, I don't know, another one bites the dust, you know. My own cup. She's selling baby wipes. God knows, poverty. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, because I've really enjoyed this, and as you can tell, I'm really enjoying this. I could have another one and throw caution to the wind, but I'd have to get myself home, because as night closes in here, put it this way, if I was single and I was staying in a hotel around here, I'd finish it here at the Magners. I'd finish it here because I'm well on. I'd grab something to eat, go back, have a shower, have a snooze, probably reconvene at around about 9:30, 10 o'clock, come back down here and get stuck into it again. But to be honest with you, I'm so glad that that's behind me. That kind of lifestyle is behind me, because it's not a kind of lifestyle you can sustain. not criticising it. Go for it and do it if you want to do it. Fair play to you, because life is very short. So you might as well enjoy it. I'm so glad they didn't put the ice in the glass. They just gave me the ice. You see, this is an Irish pub. It's civilised. They would never do that. They're well trained. So anyway, I'll finish this and then we'll adjourn and we'll check the prices. See how much I'm in for at this stage. That's a Guinness, a Kilkenny and a Magners, or Bulmers I should say. So I've just asked your one for the... Your one, by the way, in Ireland is the girl. I've just asked your one for the check bin for the bill. God damn, she's older than me. I can't turn the camera, lads, I can't. I told you, you see it all here, you really do. This hour of the evening is a marvellous time to come here, it really is. Because you see it all in broad daylight. Jesus Christ almighty. I am so happy I survived 13 years in Thailand. And the only reason I survived 13 years in Thailand is because of a wife. And I've got a normal life. This isn't normality, it's just not. Absolutely not. Anyway, let's see what the damage is here. Okay, come on. Tell Ryan to come. Okay, QR. QR code. Check out. 640. Not as bad. Okay, come on. Thank you. Come on, press the Thai. Okay. พอมีเมียคนไทยหรือใช้คนไทย Okay, but no. Okay. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So 640 wasn't too bad. I swear to God, I thought it'd be a lot more than that. Honest to God. But listen, lads, thank you so much for this suggestion. I'm going to finish here, and we'll round it up the road there a bit. Because if I stay here much longer, I swear to God, I won't leave. Well, guys, there you go. I've survived it. I met a lovely couple from Newcastle there. I couldn't understand what he was saying. He said, Jordy, I've never ever had that experience before. My God, but if he's watching, hello, how are you? I could understand, but I couldn't get everything. I actually, in listening to him, it was like listening to someone speaking Thai. I swear to God. Honestly, I'm not joking. Anyway, so, hello. Okay. There's a fella shouting at me over there. I don't know what he's at. Like, I won't go over, because if I go over, it's a session. I wouldn't get away. So, thank you. Okay. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. I haven't a clue. I might go over and ask him. Do you think I should go over and ask him? I'll go over and ask him. Okay. 1 second. So I couldn't hear you. What were you saying? I couldn't hear you.
Who are you podcasting to?
I saw podcast, YouTube channel. YouTube.
Yeah, what's that? What channel?
It's Alpha Omega occasionally.
No, there's none of this here. No Alpha Omega is here at all.
Yeah, I'm based in Thailand.
Oh, yeah?
I live here.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just doing a beer review up there, and I'm just doing the closing thing here. Like,
beer here is nice and fucking cold.
Huh?
Nice and cold, and Aussies like it, mate.
Oh, very good. So where you're from? Australia. Okay, what part?
Adelaide.
You don't want to say hello? No, I know that. Don't worry, you're not on camera. So I'll just say I'm talking to an Aussie here. He doesn't want to be on camera, and you're dead sound. Just say something. Okay, so where are you from?
Australia, mate. We're from fucking Australia, Adelaide. The rockingest town in Adelaide, in Australia.
Okay, and what do you think of Bangkok?
What I think about who?
What do you think of Bangkok?
It's a big ass town.
Big ass town.
What
do you think of the beer? Leo. You're thinking Leo.
I've got Leo.
Too expensive.
Here
it's expensive.
Too much.
Yeah, well, 100 baht now. It used to be 40 baht.
Exactly.
What's changed?
It's getting a lot more expensive here.
Is that the government has done that, or the girls asking for too much?
You couldn't say that on YouTube anyway. Listen, it's nice to meet you. Hang on. Okay, nice to meet you. Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Dave. Dave from Dublin. Okay.
Dublin.
And that's the Blarney Stone. Cade me the fault. You see that? That's 100,000 welcomes. That's what that means in Gaelic.
Really? Yeah. Must have knew you were Irish, mate.
Yeah, but Cade is 100, Mila is 1,000, Faltia is welcome. It's 100,000 welcomes. Okay. So listen,
very much, my friend.
I better go before someone nicks me camera. I'll see you again, lads. Take care. Okay.
Enjoy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Aussie. Good. There you go. This is what I mean about drinking around here at this hour of the day. Be very easy to get in with a few lads. and get carried away. Two guys there from Adelaide. What the hell? It's wonderful. And it's wonderful, lads, that you're here. And it's wonderful for me to bring you this video. I gotta go home. I don't want to go. I don't want to go home. I swear to God, I don't want to go home. I'm only starting. But I can tell you, if I don't go home now, it'll be the start of the end. That's for darn tootin'. So listen, thanks for being here, lads, and thanks for this suggestion. Thanks for all the support, because without you guys making the contributions on Buy Me a Coffee, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thanks again for that. And whatever you do, you know what the story is. If you've liked this, make sure, and I mean it, hang on a second. Make sure you click the like button, the share button, subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to get home. I swear to God, it's either a bolt will take too long. I'll get the MRT. I'll be fucking half pissed on the MRT. Jesus Christ. Anyway, see you soon, lads.